Hello, guys. Greetings. Good morning. My name is Augustine, one of the members of the Simply Brilliant community. And today I'm here to give us a quick broadcast. And my broadcast today is going to be very sensitive and very informative. If you're tuning into my broadcast for the very first time, do well to like this channel. And I'm emphasizing on liking the channel because we are about to go global. We're about to be mass accepted by the world. And I'm going to lay out the strategies that we have in place to make sure that this happens. I'm going to lay the strategies in a I'm going to lay out the strategies in a summarized version. And then tomorrow we're going to be having a meeting with the administration of the Simply Brilliant community. And in that meeting, he's going to take his time to give details of how we are going to take the world by storm. In summary, we have three systems we are going to use, three currencies, or would I say three versions of money we are going to use to change the world. The first one is Sbcg, and Sbcg is not, it's a currency, but it's not an elite-based currency. The elite-based currency, which are countries' currencies, irrespective of whichever country, whether you come from Africa, whether you come from South Africa, whether you come from Western Europe, Europe or North America, or whichever country or continent you come from, it doesn't matter. Okay, the point is that the governments there use a particular form of currency, and that form of currency is fiat currency. It's not backed by anything. Hence, it continues to depreciate in its purchasing power. The reason why it happens that way is simple. They designed it to extort from the people through taxations and through printing of excess money so that more money is pursuing available resources. Those resources do not multiply over time. So what happens is that the people pay more in taxation and the people lose their purchasing power because the government prints more money using their central banks. That is a version of control the government has had over the people for a good number of years. In fact, from time immemorial, before the time of even Christ coming to this world and then dying and changing the system from AD. Before AD, there was before Christ, and now it is after Christ, which is AD. So before Christ, there were a lot of things that happened. The government had full sway over the people, and then after Christ, it continued. And we are still on the version of after Christ, but we want to create what you call a system that will return the power to the people so that the people can be empowered. Looking at the world system, the economy is getting worse and everybody is crying. Whether you are from Nigeria or from Ghana or from Saudi Arabia or from America or from New Zealand, everybody are facing the same thing, global inflation. And recession is somewhere along the line. It's very close to the point where people are going to lose it. Now, why am I here? I'm here to let us understand that we have found an alternative. And the alternative are three currencies. And our currency is an appreciating currency and a stable currency. That's our currency. We are the very opposite of the elite-based financial system. And our system is geared towards empowering the people. That's what our system is. It is to empower the person so that that person can have financial freedom and live a life that he always wanted. But of course, every sacrifice, everything on earth comes with a price. Like I previously said, we have SBCG, we have SBFC, and we have SBC. These are the three currencies that we are going to use to change the world. As at now, we are working on making sure that we set up SBCG so that people will see that, yes, we have been able to achieve our objective using SBCG. What's the full meaning of SBCG? The name of our community is called Simply Brilliant Community. And then G means gold. Now, our currency is not backed by gold. SBCG is not backed by gold. SBCG is a market-based coin, but it is majorly controlled by members of our community. There is availability of those coins for the market members, which are people out there in the market to buy. And when they buy, they can use it to do whatever they want. However, if you want to have a reasonable chunk of it, being a member of the community affords you the opportunity of having such. We want to change the status quo. We want to change the system and where the people will have the control, not the elites. And we are going to use our community in achieving that objective. Now, we have three phases on how we're going to achieve it. First of all, making SBCG a very formidable currency. The title of my broadcast is SBCG is now wild, is now in the wild. And behold, the corrected version of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin came in, people didn't understand what Bitcoin was. A number of people were trying to comprehend it, while those who took advantage of it today are living large. Now, I want you to understand that we have a very good plan concerning SBCG. And one of the major plans of SBCG is that in 5 years from now, we are going to rival and overthrow Bitcoin. How? Why? Simple. Because Bitcoin was an experiment to see if the world would adopt a digital form of currency. And the truth was that, yes, it was actually adopted. And people see Bitcoin as the first cryptocurrency, and with Bitcoin gave rise to the coin market. And then the coin market is where most coins are, just like the commodity market and the stock market and all that. Now, all these markets are put there so that the elites can have full mastery, control, regulation over these currencies. However, SBCG, even though in the market, would not be under the full control of the elites. Now, that's a story for some other time. But my point is that SBCG is going to change the world. That's the first approach we are going to use. And I'm giving a clarion call to everyone here. The best thing to do is to become a member of our community. And then it affords you all the luxury of opportunities to become one of those who will matter in the nearest future. That is SBCG. However, we have a very good plan in expanding our membership between now and the end of this year so that we can begin our privately gold-backed financial system. And on that system, we are going to be using SBC as our medium of exchange. SBC will be backed by gold. Now, as a member of the community, when you review through the blog, you see contents that has to do with how we intend going about it. And I want to be very clear, we are a community, we are private. We have nothing to do with the public domain. Okay, our currency is going to operate in a very magnanimous and excellent manner. But individuals who are in our community that has accumulated SBC over a period of time will be able to use it in the public domain for purchase of goods and services, paying of their house rents, paying of their utility bills, paying the school fees of their children, and then doing whatsoever you want. That's actually going to be another form of freedom we'll be bringing to the world, SBC. It will be backed by gold. Between now and the next 12 months, we would have fully actualized that objective and then moved into the last phase, which is SBFC. Now, the concept behind SBFC is still hidden. It is not yet known to the public. And it is because the administration is making a very good plan to make sure that when that launches, it's going to wow and blow the minds of everyone. One thing to take note of regarding SBFC. Now, what is SBFC? SBFC is Simply Bright Future Coin. That's what SBFC is, Simply Bright Future Coin. Now, SBCG is Simply Brilliant Community Gold. So it's our gold, our precious gold. And one of the things that you should know about gold is our scarcity. Gold is scarce. And that is the reason why the government don't like it. But however, gold is stable. And if the government adopt gold and they're able to use mastery and technology to deal with gold, gold is going to serve the world. The problem is that human beings are naturally greedy, and the governments are a set of corrupt, greedy individuals that are usurping control and power over citizens. And that is why they don't want anything that will limit their control. Of course, look at government spendings. Government spendings has exceeded the highest degree over the past God knows how many years. Whether it's from the United States or from any country in the world, the governments are now running on massive deficits, and they are borrowing money like never before. It's a dangerous thing. Very soon, it will implode. Sooner or later, it will implode. But then when that happens, what is your alternative plan? That's why I'm offering you this community as an alternative. And in this community, it is an excellent opportunity to become rich and rich for life. Now, one thing to take note of regarding SBFC, which is Simply Bright Future Coin, is that it is membership based. And membership based means as our membership appreciates and grows, the value of our currency continues to appreciate in SBFC. Now, picture a time where our membership will get to 100,000 members. Yes, we're going to get to 100,000 members between now and about the next 1 year. Yes, we're going to get to over 200,000 members. And as the time goes by, the time it will take for us to double will continue to lessen. Why? Because of the imminent existence, imminent introduction, imminent rise of our privately gold-backed financial system, which is SBC. And I want you to take this as serious as possible, because SBC will change the narrative. In the crypto space, it will change the narrative. In the banking system, SBC is going to change the world system. And everybody will want to become a member. Why? Because it's going to be the easiest and fastest solution to inflation, because we have a very perfect plan. I don't want to go into details. Come for the meeting tomorrow, 6 p.m. West African time. If you have issues, reach out to me privately. My WhatsApp number is there, and I'll send you the link. However, I want you to take note that it's members that we want to come into this community and are ready to make the difference. The community is asking members to come. People outside who wants a change, people who doesn't want to be controlled by the way systems are. Everything is going haywire. Cost of living, paying of house rent, even to get a house is becoming an impossible solution. However, becoming a member of the community will naturally override such, because the way the Sbcg is designed is such that it's going to be above inflation. The way Sbcg has been designed, if you put your money there, you can make at least 1.5% of it every blessed month. For instance, you put in $500 there, you are able to make $750 over the next 1 month as fast as possible. Now, what I'm saying is the least that you are going to make. However, you can make more. It is in direct proportion to the growth of our community. As membership comes into our community and scarcity exists in the market, there won't be scarcity in our community. However, there will be scarcity in our market. Time will not allow me to explain in details. But the point is that the market is going to be the leverage upon which the community will stand and stand firm. Now, everything has to do with a sacrifice and a price to pay. And members of the community are paying the price. Members of the community are paying the price to change the status quo, so that those who will be empowered will be members of the community. And it's a free will choice. It is something that is open to everyone. Those who want to join are open to join. And as long as you're able to abide by the terms and conditions laid out by the community, which is a very simple thing. What is that? Being active in the community is all that matters. Now, being active has to do with a subscription fee. You can decide whichever subscription plan you want. Whether you choose to go about a $33 subscription plan, which is SBC Instant Bounty. Now, that is exclusive of transaction charges. Now, inclusive of transaction charges is about $35. Now, the other plan is SBC Lite, which is about $17, exclusive of transaction charges. Inclusive of transaction charges is about $19. Now, whichever one you want, you still enjoy the same benefits. The difference between SBC Lite and Instant Bounty is that with Instant Bounty, you have an upline. An upline guides you, teaches you what you need to know, and per time you are informed and you're in a position to know what's happening. If you don't have an upline, then you can go for SBC Lite. Now, you can also negotiate with your upline to go for SBC Lite. It is not a do or die. It's a subscription plan that will be comfortable for you, that you can afford and you are consistent in, because you are going to be raised to become an elite of the future. The future I'm talking about is between now and the end of this year and beginning of next year. There are a lot of coins that are running to come into global adoption from next year. However, we are going to apply a strategy and a concept that would boggle the minds of everyone. So I'm calling you, join us. Join us while you still can, because you will stand and look back and say, oh, I paid the worthy price, and I'm grateful that I paid that price. Now, before I conclude, remember I said Sbcg is now in the wild. Behold, the corrected version of Bitcoin. When Bitcoin came out, so many people didn't understand Bitcoin. The people that have Bitcoin now, who are so wealthy, who are well-to-do, are majorly corporations and then people of consequence out there. And they are still less than 1% of the world population. However, the way we've designed Sbcg is such that we're going to empower a very good number of people. Every member of the community will stand the chance of being an elite. If you are a member and you are faithful in paying of your subscription fee, and you are faithful in making the necessary commitments and making the necessary investments. Now, a little investment of as little as $100 is enough to make you stand out. Now, it's your choice. You can go as little as $10 if you want. But then, those who will stand out and are consistent in keeping up subscription fee and paying about $100, then you are going to stand out. You are going to make a major difference in the nearest future. But if you cannot afford to do so, well, the outside is there for you. You can also take advantage of it. The opportunity is both affordable for the inside and for the outside, but there is a major difference between those that are inside and are different from those that are outside. There's a major difference. Those that are inside will not just enjoy Sbcg, they are also going to enjoy Sbc, which will make them transit into another level of financial independence and affluence in about 1 year from now or thereabouts. So these are the things I'm just here to tell you. If you haven't started taking advantage of Sbcg, please start taking advantage of it while you still can. The opportunity is now. Now I'm going to share my screen and say a few things, and then I'll call it close. Okay, so please do not forget, if this content is making a lot of sense to you, do well to like this video, subscribe to this channel, and then share this content to your friends, to your loved ones, and prepare yourself for what is coming, because tomorrow the administration will be throwing a lot of light into his strategy on how to bring SBFC into limelight, and then also talk about a lot of things pertaining to Sbcg, and then how we're going to use it for the next level. We've been into a particular level. We said just recently put it into the wild, and now we're moving into the final level, which is accepting it as a medium of payment for subscription fee and making it a full-time utility token, you know. And once it becomes a full-time utility token, it simply means as members pay their subscription fee, we naturally pump the price of Sbcg. And as our membership grows, the price of Sbcg continues appreciating. Yeah, there will be times where the thing will go down because the administration needs to pay the bills and then take care of its programmers and all that. However, within a 24-hour timeline, it goes back up. So ultimately, the price will always keep going up. So I want you to see this as a golden opportunity. Take advantage of it while the opportunity is still here. Okay. With that said, let's share my screen. We'll look at a few things and then we'll call it quit for today. Okay. All right. So I want to begin with ultimately our SBC blog. So this is our SBC blog. Our membership has dropped. Recall the administration said that if we're able to hit 6,000 this month, now there is still a possibility of us hitting 6,000. If we work as one unit, if we work as one body, it is possible for us to hit 6,000. Yes, we have a short time, but it's very possible. Now, if 5 to 10% of members of this community decides to pay for one person, now the price of Sbcg has really appreciated over the past. In fact, from when it went into the wild, it has appreciated more than 20%. Now, you and I will agree to that effect because it's very obvious. Now, we're going to scroll down and we're going to see how evident this information I'm giving is. So if you're able to pay for one person and then we are able to build it to 6,000 and above, the administration will give us 35 Sbcg as a gift in this month of August, which is going to be for the month of September. If you have been active from August 1st to August 31st, then you are going to be a beneficiary of that. And I'm calling upon you to take responsibility so that we can do it. We can all do it. Let's not look less than that. We have to get there. The administration also said that if by the end of this month we have not exceeded 5,500, then we're not getting any Sbcg. It means we do not worth that value. However, I am very confident that the moment Sbcg is put in the payment system where we can use it to pay for our subscription fee, then everybody will endeavor to at least bring in one person. I won't be surprised if our membership exceeds 6,500 this month. If everybody chooses to take this community as their own personal responsibility, then we can make a difference. Okay. I also want to let you know that every month the value will continue to appreciate. And as long as the value appreciates, your purchasing power will keep appreciating. Now, individuals that chooses to store their money in Sbcg will always stand one step above inflation. If inflation is about 7%, then at the end of every month, you'll be making a gain of about 15% or more. That is the beauty of Sbcg. It does not matter how bad the economy gets. What matters is the escape route. I am offering you the escape route. Take advantage of it while you still can. So this is our membership, 5,356. I am very sure that between now and the end of this week, which is likely Saturday, Sunday, the system should be done and then made available for members to be able to pay for their subscription fee using the custodial wallet. And with that, you will see the status quo. Everything will change. All right. Now, with that said, we scroll down. Now, this is not the actual value. As at now, it's not the market that is driving the price of the coin. It's no more members of the community that are doing it. The administration also said in our previous meeting that we're going to create a pool so that it's going to be possible for members to be able to swap from USDT to Sbcg. Okay. And as long as that happens, you are going to be able to have a little withdrawal. Now, that is going to be dependent on when the system is ready to create that system. I don't know when, most likely ending of this month, beginning of next month. But as long as there is funds in the pool, there will be tendency for withdrawal. However, the plan is to see that members use the available funds to be able to pay for their subscription fee, pay for their downlines, and collect cash from their downlines so that they can use it for their immediate needs. That's the original plan. So there will also be room for people to withdraw, but I do not think that the withdrawal is going to be so huge at the initial phase. But over time, it will be relaxed and then people can withdraw. By then, there has been a massive distribution. There are a few things I'm also going to show us before we close. Now, so far so good. We have about 4 people that has made some purchase, and this has been growing very well. The number of people putting a little amount, maybe $10, maybe $5, maybe $15, maybe $20, or thereabout. But the point is that consistency has been growing. Very soon, the pool will come in so that withdrawal can begin. Now, I am not certain on how that withdrawal concept will be, but I am looking at it from the perspective of not affecting the market. I do not know how exactly, because when the administration gives you Sbcg and then collects your USDT, it is going to be domiciled in the system. And then when you want to withdraw, he gives you back USDT and collects your Sbcg. I do not know if it's going to have a direct impact on the market or not. It's up to the administration to determine that one. Within a very short time, we are going to find out. But the point I'm driving at is that a pool will soon be available so that people can start making their withdrawals. Between this month, next month, that will be. But do not expect so much withdrawals, okay? It's going to be gradual. Over time, the system will become very stable, and then you can withdraw, okay? So with that said, now let's scroll down. Before, you could see the number of people who you had as downlines. It's no more there. If you want to find out who your downlines are and who are the active downlines, it's simple. You just come to this place and then come to your referrals. That's how to go about it. Under marketing, your referrals, you see your downlines. And when you see your downlines, you will also see those that paid with USDT. So I want to actually make a practical instance. I'm sure you're seeing my screen now. Now, this is the first few people in my downline. Now, I'm going to scroll down, and you find out that almost all of them are in USDT. But if you look through, you'll find out that this is expiry dates. Now, this one paid last on the 6th, which is June. Now, this one is very recent, okay? Now, this one was on 4th, I think March or April. Now, this one is very recent. Now, anybody that does not have USDT attached to last payment type is not eligible for you to receive the $50 plus promo reward. So the administration has given it to you to set yourself so that you will know how many downlines you have. Okay, the last payment that was done, some people received $50, some $100, some $150, and thereabouts. The administration will repeat the same thing again this month, and then from next month there will be an upgrade. I don't know how that upgrade will look like, but it's going to be such that by then we've entered into a full-blown Sbcg economy, and we're going to use that, make some modification, because it's going to be pretty easier for members to come at that point, and then the value of Sbcg will continue to grow and it will be pumped, and a lot of gains will follow. With that said, let's move to the last point, and then I think I'll call it quit for now. I hope we're enjoying this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Now, this is the value of our Sbcg, and it's growing, you know. Now, within this period of time, it was coming up. It was the system that was building it, okay? And I think somewhere around here, that was when we went into the wild. I think somewhere around here. And then ever since then, it's the market that has been moving it. And the market has continually, it's not as if there hasn't been drops. There has been drops. But when you look at it, you'll find out that it's a positive sloped graph. It's moving up continually. And I dare to predict that before the end of today, it would get to about 0.035 or 0.036. Yeah, there are going to be people that will also sell. But you see, a number of people are not buying a reasonable amount. I am calling on you to use wisdom and act with wisdom. Now, why am I saying so? Because people who put in a reasonable chunk and leave that chunk there for the next 3 months, they have the tendency of their money doubling, at least by 1, if not by 2. If you leave it there for the next 3 months, your money can double. For instance, you put in $100. Your $100 I leave it for the next 3 months. It could be $350 or more in the next 3 months. I am particular about the fact that members of the community will pay subscription fee. It will be swapped into Sbcg, and then it will be pumping the price. So every day you are going to be seeing pumping, and pumping are in direct proportion to the number of people who are paying their subscription fee. Now, people can pay with USDT. People can pay using their custodial wallet in Sbcg. And until people understand the terms and the conditions of how the payment is done through their custodial wallet, a very good number of people will still be paying using USDT. It will take a period of time for them to acclimatize. And I'm also going to be part of those that will expatiate and explain in details how that can be done. For now, my concern is to let you guys know that we're about to take the world by storm. And we're beginning with Sbcg. We're moving into the next one very soon, which is going to be Sbc and then Sbfc. I don't know which one comes first, but the three of them are going to run side by side to change the world financial system, and everybody wants to become members of the community. While you still can't become a member, a time will come, becoming a member will not really matter. You will come into this community over time in the future to protect yourself against the control and the destruction that the elites and the government will want to bring. Humanity will embrace us as an escape route. We will soon be like a tower where the world will come to hide themselves under our shadows, because we are going to change the status quo. If you are in our community, the elite will not harm you. The system will not harm you. The sufferings of the world will not harm you, because we have a system that would accommodate you and make you financially free. That's what we are going to do. Well, if you choose to sit down and watch to see how it happens, well, the choice is yours. All right, with that said, I also want you to know that we have a lot of plans on ground, but I don't want to go into so much details. I'm going to take it one step at a time. The last thing I'm going to talk about before I call this meeting to a close is to share the BSC scan. When we share the BSC scan, then I think that'll be all. So let me open the BSC scan before I stop sharing my screen. All right, so I'll stop sharing my screen now and then go to BSC scan. All right, so BSC scan is open. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Now, there are some very sensitive things I want you to pay attention to. Number one, I'm going to share Sbc. Before I come here, let me quickly go back and show us something. Let me go back to Sbc BO. Now, in our Sbc BO, take note of this content. Take note of this, especially this. This has to do with our halving. Now, next month, we're going to have, it's going to be half of this, literally half of this. As at now, we're having 687,500. Pay attention to the white paper. The white paper can be found here. It is the white paper that tells you how the halving will be. And at some point, the halving is going to be such that it's going to be so small that it's going to begin to naturally trigger increase in the price. Scarcity will set in. Between now and the end of this year, you are going to see that the price is going to really, the supply is going to really go down, and consequently or proportionately, the demand will increase, and then you begin to see price moving up like never before. So the opportunity to buy is now. You are going to notice that very, very soon. So pay attention to this. And then so far so good, we have mined the lion's share. It's just a few days to the end of this month, about 11 days, and then that'll be over. And then the halving will come again. Now that time is going to be for September. So take advantage of this. Now, this is what I wanted to show you. For now, this is yet to be updated. We are going to do the right one using the BSC scan, because the BSC scan has the correct data. We are going to look at it. And this was just about last week. So how much now? This is about 2,800 and something as at last week. So how many are we now actually? Let's find out. So we're going back to share screen. My time has already gone. How time flies. Wow. So I'm sharing my screen now. I believe you're seeing my screen. Now, this is our natural supply. Now, our natural supply is about 13 million. The total supply that will be in Sbcg is 22 million. Okay. Now, the original supply of Bitcoin is 21 million. Okay. Now, some of those coins on Bitcoin are lost in limbo, but in our own, there will be no coin that will be lost in limbo. That's why the custodial wallet is there. The mechanism of custodial wallet is to have the administration have full surveillance over the coin. And individuals who are not taking responsibility over the coin, well, Things will be done to make sure that no coin is lost. No coin will be lost in limbo. We have seen Bitcoin, we've seen the antecedents of Bitcoin, we've seen the history of how coins began well but failed, and we have corrected it. We will build a system that the world will rush very soon. So what I'm trying to tell you is that as at now, this is 13,872,386. And it's naturally going to continue to increase. But I want you to know that out of this total supply, about 75 to 80% are in our community, Simply Brilliant community. We hold the lion's share. Now that's what makes us unique. And as the market continues to buy and buy, it continues to raise us higher, raise the value of our coins, the purchasing power, it keeps appreciating. Now, this membership we're having at this moment is 3,235. Between now and the end of this today, before the close of today, I predict that the value will be about 3,250 or more, because people are coming in every day. They are beginning to see it and they're coming in. The thing is that a good number of them are putting in very little, maybe $5, maybe $10, maybe $15, maybe $50. They are putting in a little. But when they will realize the potency of this coin, they would have wished that they put in a reasonable chunk, as little as $500, and let it be for some time. Well, you won't blame them because they're not members of the community. They're still trying to test the waters. But I'm telling you that if you have the means, please put in something worthwhile and give it time. Give it at least 6 months. You will find out that you've made a fortune in our community, and that fortune will keep growing every blessed day. Leverage on this opportunity, because these opportunities don't present themselves all the time. Okay? All right. So with that said, let's move to the last. And with that last, I call it quits. Now, that has to do with the supply. Okay? Now, this is the admin wallet. Okay? And this is the coin that the administration will be using to interact with members of our community. So the administration or the system, which is a private community, is interacting with the public and the private at the same time, leveraging on the public to be able to drive the private up. And as members become active in our community, as members of the community in our private system, they would also enjoy the leverage of the markets, which is the public, to drive the private. The system of the world has always been that the private overrules the public. The Rothschild family, the Rockefellers and all that, they are all private societies. They don't intermingle with the public, okay? But they are Jewish and a lot of other things. And we want to reinvent that wheel and create a formidable system so that people from across the world enjoys the opportunity that these people has enjoyed. Their time has come and gone. It is time for some other set of people to take power and then rule in righteousness, not in an ungodly system. If you are a member in this community, the system will not allow you to use your money to fund wars, or use it to fund prostitution, or to use it to fund drugs, or use it to do any illicit kind of practice. Our system will fight you. So if you are in this community, you must conform to the terms and conditions. So this is the admin wallet, which will be used to distribute to members of the community. Okay, now this is the pancake swap for members out there to be able to take advantage of it. Now, the system is leveraging on this to drive the price up, like I have said. Okay, and you would always see that as the system mints more currencies, it will be distributed accordingly to some of these and also to some of these. That's how it's going to be. Now, every other thing you are seeing apart from this one and this one, and I think this is also part of the admin wallet. Okay, now from here going down are members of the community. Now, these members of our community are having a reasonable chunk, and these people are going to be willing to sit and then allow the coin to stay for some time. They will use it to pay subscription fee if they care, or they can pay with USDT, however they want to do it. But you'll find out that in these first 50 pages, they are all members of our community, and all that is without exception. Everybody on this first page are all members of our community, and that's beautiful. Now, picture what it will look like in the next 5 years, where Sbcg is about $75,000, and then all these people has a reasonable chunk of this. What do you think they will be in the world system? To me, they are going to be another form of elites. Now, I also want you to know that in this second page, which is the first 100 people, are also all members of our community. That's another thing you should know. Everybody you see here are all members of our community. Isn't that beautiful? You see what I'm saying? We are now controlling the narrative, but because we're still very early, you won't notice that difference. Now, another thing I should let you know, which should also wow you, is that this third page that you see here are also members of our community. This third page, which you see here, are also members of our community. Now, when you come to this page, you'll find out that this particular page are having 19, okay, this is 950. Okay, I may need to go back. I think this is the second page, which I've talked about. Now, this is the third page. This is the third page I wanted to talk about. This third page are having 150. These are still all members of our community. Now, we still move forward. Now, the fourth page, which are still all members of our community. Now, the first 10 pages are members of our community. That's the point. All these people put in a little amount, and with a very little amount, they are now standing out. Now, that is how the narrative is going to be changed. We are going to do that for Sbcg. We are going to do that for Sbc. Those who have accumulated a reasonable chunk of Sbc are going to be able to stand and change the world. Now, finally, Sbfc. I don't want to talk much about it. I'll leave that to the administration to talk about. But if you are still listening to me, if you are still under the influence of my voice, and you are still dilly-dallying, I don't want you to continue to dilly-dally. My contacts are there. Reach out to me. Let me guide you, because I want you to be financially free. But if you still choose not to, and you want to sit back and watch, the choice is yours. However, I advise make the right choice. Okay? With that said, I'll be bringing this meeting to a close. Thank you so much for those of you who have stayed listening to this point. Do well to like this channel. Do well to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Make your comments if you wish to, but let them be reasonable and friendly comments. Till I come away again some other time. Cheers, and God bless you. Bye for now.